What's up you guys, it's your Casual Clone, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Clone Captain Rex from the Red Line. A action figure that I've been wanting for probably the longest time since I started collecting the Black Series. Now this is a used figure, it's not brand new, but it is in pretty good condition. Reason for me not uploading for such a long time is because I was working on my custom and I usually have a giant sort of like spray box or like a spray paint booth sitting where my light box is sitting, and I didn't want to take my light box down and start reviewing because I knew that if I was gonna do that I was not gonna finish my custom in time. So for the box itself, you guys can see it says Clone Captain Rex at the bottom here with a nice art image of Clone Captain Rex with his helmet on. With the side here, there's not much going on. There it just says number 59 in the line, and then again it says Clone Captain Rex below that, and then in another language. Then you have the read up. If you guys want to go ahead and read the read up, please feel free to do so and pause the video right now. You have another larger image of the artwork on the right side here, and some legalese at the bottom here. Nothing much going on. Again, you have some Disney and Hasbro logos at the bottom right here. Then you have not much going on for the bottom of the box, just a barcode. And then for the other side, you don't have much going on either. On the side here, it says Rex again in a light gray tone and a red tone, Clone Captain Rex once again. And that's it for the box. Not much going on for the top. There's nothing going on right here at all. Now I'm going to take him out of the box, take a closer look at his accessories, and after that, take a closer look at Clone Captain Rex himself. Now since I started doing this, I'm just going to take him out of the box on video here, and it should also be a lot easier since the tape's already been cut, so I don't even have to do anything. Just open this up, pull that out. The blaster rifle just fell, that's fine. Take his helmet. Not to damage anything. There goes my light, that's fine. Here's the helmet. And then take him out. Take his blaster pistols out. And there he is. Now for his accessories, he doesn't come with much. He comes with his two D17 blaster pistols, which are cast in a sort of gunmetal type gray plastic. You can see it a little bit over here. And then of course he comes with the very well-known Phase 2 Clone Captain Rex helmet. Here's a little better look. I turned down the exposure a little bit at Rex's helmet. You have all of his all of his detailed marks. He also came with a blaster rifle that was included by the seller on the eBay app that I used. He doesn't originally come with one, but it is very nice of him to put them in there and include it. Let's take all these accessories out of the way, and finally, after years of trying to get him, take a closer look at Clone Captain Rex. And here he is out of the package, and he is such a cool figure. I really enjoy him. Even though he's using the older clone mold, or at least parts of the older clone mold, there's so many things that I just love about this guy, and I feel like there's a lot of things that I like about him, or a lot of positive things because he's a Rex. So I'm gonna try to be as realistic about this figure as possible. I think that he's definitely more posable than your regular 501st Archive Series Clone Trooper. There's a few reasons, I'm gonna get into those in a second here. There's a couple of things that do bug me in terms of his articulation, but those are mostly outplayed by all the good things about him. I tried to pose him fairly quickly, so it's not the best pose that I ever did. Let's take him off the rotating turntable and take a closer look at his articulation, and then we're going to be taking a closer look at Rex. Take a look at Rex here, and you pull his arm up, he can put his arm at a 90-degree angle. Reason being is because of his shoulder pads going inside of the chest armor here, which is a really nice compromise, especially because the shoulder pad itself is made from a firm plastic. It's not a soft rubber plastic like the new clone molds are. So you can just put his arm to 90 degrees and his shoulder pad goes inside of the armor. Now if you take a closer look at the 501st Archive, you can't really do that for the 501st. His shoulder pad doesn't really go inside of the armor. You can force it, which is very uncomfortable for me to do. You can't force it, but even if you force it, his arm does not go as far as Rex's arm does. Other than that, his articulation is pretty straightforward. Let me take off his helmet here. His helmet is a bit of a tight fit It's very tight, I must say, a lot tighter than I would have expected. Now his head is on a ball joint, which enables him to look up that far down, which is a really good amount. With his helmet on, he can look up that far and that far down. You don't have any tilt from side to side because of the fact that he's on a ball joint. Now, of course, you have a completely 360 rotation of the head itself. Now, this pauldron piece is glued on, so it's going to hinder some of the articulation for his left arm, but that shouldn't be too much of a bother for me. His right arm can go all the way around, of course. As I mentioned earlier, his arm can go up to 90. Elbows, double jointed, go up a little bit past 90, which is really good to see. He does have a trigger finger on his right hand with a vertical hinge. I wouldn't recommend going all the way around with his arm because I feel like you'd break the arm if you force it. But it's the same articulation. He does not have another trigger finger, however, and he does have a horizontal hinge on his left hand. He has the old torso, so this is as far as he goes forward. He goes back a little bit further, but still not very much. This is as far back as he goes. So he can kick up that far. If you twist his upper thigh armor a little bit, go up past 90, which is really nice. He has double jointed knees, which go also slightly past 90, which is also nice to see. And then for his feet, he can go down that far, not down at all. He can go up a little bit. And does have a forward-facing pin for rocker, which is very nice to see. His rangefinder does also articulate back and forth, pretty much standard articulation. So yeah, that's the articulation on Rex. Now, taking a closer look at Rex himself, I did want to mention that if you have his helmet on, you can slightly see his chin underneath the helmet. You can't really put it down any further because of his pauldron piece hindering that. You have the tally marks on his right side of the helmet, which is really nice. He is weathered very nicely. Let me try to pull it down here a little bit. You can see his weathering a little bit better if you guys compare it to a 501st clone here. That is a very significant difference in terms of the belts here and everything else. I love the fact that he has a soft goods Karma right here. We turn the brightness up a little bit here. His back looks really nice. I think it looks really clean. We're gonna compare a little bit. And now you have the Bad Batch release of Captain Rex, which there isn't that much different other than the fact that his armor has a more yellowish white tone and he has a more regular white tone. And the only other difference that I really notice, there is different weathering on this guy. Here are the two unhelmeted Rex heads next to each other. Now, when you compare the two figureheads, this is the new release of Captain Rex, which I think has the same face print, but it does have a lighter skin tone and it is shiny blue like those new face prints are with the new photo reel. Whereas to this guy has a darker skin tone, but I think has the exact same face print, and he also doesn't have the shiny skin tone. Other than that, the heads are exactly the same. It's the same mold and everything. His helmet is also a little bit different. The new clone Captain Rex helmet has blue weld lines and a lot of weathering in the front here, whereas to the original release helmet of Rex has the very significantly copper colored weld lines and not as much weathering in the front here, but he has some overall weathering on the white plastic here. You can really see it over here in that corner and some up there. The original release has some weathering as well. As you guys can see, it has that brown spot right here. Other than that, it's not very weathered though. He doesn't have the wash. It's just cast in that really eggshell white type of plastic, which I don't mind. I think it looks fine. So yeah, here's Clone Captain Rex next to Bad Batch Rex, a more wider view. Then we have Clone Captain Rex next to a 501st clone from the archive line. Absolutely despise this figure when it comes to articulation, doesn't like to stand up at all, really don't like it. But what I did notice is that the 501st archive seems to be slightly taller than a Rex, which I found to be a bit interesting. And then here he is next to my recently revealed 1313 Battalion Clone Trooper that I did a custom on. They're about the same size, which I think is really nice, but I think they look really sick together, especially because this is the better helmet mold. This is a more accurate sculpt version. It looks awesome. I love how they look together. But yeah, this is the 1313 Battalion Clone Trooper from my favorite podcast. Oh yeah, and one final comparison. Here is Clone Captain Rex Black Series next to the Hot Toys Clone Captain Rex, which obviously does not really fit into the frame, so I have to go up. There we are. Just real quick. This is the Hot Toys, and here is the Black Series Clone Captain Rex. I think they look really good next to each other, despite the fact that one guy cost pretty much 3 times as much as he does now, which, all things considered, isn't even that much. You can see his visor is a bit different because his visor of the Hot Toys version is more based on the cartoon than on the realistic look, because his visor here is a lot thinner and sharper on the edges, which I did notice. So Black Series actually did it a bit better than they did. But yeah, here is the Hot Toys Rex next to the Black Series release of Clone Captain Rex. And that was a review of the Star Wars The Black Series Clone Captain Rex. I definitely really enjoyed having this figure in this review. I'm really happy I finally have him in the collection as well. I do believe I now have all of the Clone Commanders complete. Reviews of the other ones are coming as well. Even though his articulation isn't as up to date as the new ones now, if you ever have the chance of picking this guy up for a decent price, please do so. I highly recommend doing it. There's some things that bug me, of course. His articulation isn't the best, his feet don't have any downwards movement, and he doesn't have a good ab crunch. But that is all outplayed by just the sheer look of this guy. And you can get him in some good, decent poses. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below what you guys thought about this guy. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please let me know down in the comments below. And subscribe, turn on that bell for post notifications to never miss out on any of my future reviews. And until then, auf Wiedersehen.